I own a boxing game and recently it had a peak of over 400 live active users. But sadly it has died down to only 40, but don't worry. I have been working on a big update that has countless of new features that'll hopefully make it blow up. I will start by looking at my to-do list. Shit, I forgot it's empty. I guess I will have to freestyle. Adding a new world makes the most sense, since players love grinding and obtaining new huge gloves. There are a total of 6 worlds, so this is going to be the 7th one. I hopped on a 3D modeling software called Blender and started modeling. I always start with the training equipment and I made it sort of futuristic. These were only the bags, so I also had to make treadmills. It's quite hard to come up with unique designs when I already have an army of them. These treadmills are done and I tried to make them match the boxing bags. For this level 2 treadmill, as you can see, I added this liquid effect, and the boxing bag is a tube. Of course, I can't really make it exactly the same because this is a completely different object, but I tried my best. It's crazy to think that I have made all of these treadmill models. I don't know what I will do in the future. I improved these treadmills by adding textures, and for some I needed to use something more advanced. I'm a little bit sick right now, but I'm finally done texturing this new training equipment. Here are all the treadmills, and these are the boxing bags. Most of the texturing was done in Blender, but for some models like this one I used Substance Painter. I hopped on Studio right away and I got a sick idea. I wanted to make a hallway that you have to go through before being able to access the map, and I started by adding all the essential parts. Not going to lie, this hallway took way too much time, but the end result is crazy. I still needed to make a door, and for that I used Blender. I'm done with this hallway and it took way too much time, but I love it. Except for the fact that it's way too bright. Everything is so shiny. Every time I make a build, I want to add a cool feature that many players might not notice, but for some, it could be special. And for this one, I added the scenery of the first world that might make some players feel nostalgia. You can also create insane sceneries with my asset packs that I sell on my website. There are also pre-made game templates like this randomly generated obby kit that you can get right now. Click on the link in the description to learn more. I continued on by fixing the lighting and moved on to creating the main room. As you can probably tell, the theme is futuristic, and this platform was very painful to make. So this is what I got going on. Here will be the bosses, here will be the crates, and there will be the portal to the next world. However, I just found an issue. There is no place for the training equipment, but I will figure that out later. Yeah, that was a future problem. For now, I created many low poly assets like these tubes and counters. These are the models that I currently have. Here are some tubes, there is also a shelf, a couple of cabinets, and other stuff. It's hard to imagine what I really need for this map, so I might make more. I ended up texturing them, and hopefully these are all the necessary assets that I need. I scattered these tubes around the map, forming various shapes. A lot of work was done off camera, so let me show you the final look. Okay, so I'm done with the interior for this world. And I don't know where the boxing bags went, they literally were just right here. But at least I still got the treadmills, which currently don't work. I really like how this laboratory turned out, but now I need to make the roof, which won't be an easy task. I added some lights, but I'm going to be honest, I'm trash with lighting, so hopefully it won't be overexposured. I also placed some glove models on top of these shelves to add those extra details. Welcome to Boxing Star's laboratory, where all the best gloves are being made. Honestly, I really like how this world turned out. Usually, I prefer outside worlds, but this one is an exception. The lighting could have been a little bit better, but I'm not an expert. For this laboratory, I need new boxing gloves, so of course, I hopped back on Blender and created the variety of designs. I don't know what this is supposed to be, but this glove is definitely related to tubes. I'm finally done with all of these glove models, and I made 13 in total. I'm afraid that eventually I will run out of ideas, because there's only so many gloves that you can make. It's not like these are pets, they're boxing gloves. I textured them in Substance Painter because I have to make 3 versions: normal, golden and charged. And for that I have a nice template that I can easily use. Then I apply these textures in Blender and here's the final look. And just like that, I'm done with all of these models, and as you can see, I forgot to anchor them. So it's really hard to understand what is even happening here. But most of them will have shiny parts, because it's for a laboratory world. I anchored them and did all the configuring, including the part where I need to script. Now I need to make crates, from which you'll be able to obtain gloves. I had to come up with 4 unique designs that match the gloves. I'm done with these crate models and I'm pretty happy with how they turned out. I experimented with different keylock designs and overall tried to improve my models. Some of them will have transparent and shiny parts, but that will be done in Studio. However, all the colors were added using Substance Painter, and in Blender I simply applied them. Alright, so this is the final version of all of these crates. Most of them have glowy effects, except this Bio crate. I love how they turned out, and I'm ready to import them in Studio. And here's how they look in Studio. So for the 100th time, I'm hopping back in Blender and modeling gloves. And just like that, I'm done with these gloves, and I didn't have to do much modeling. Most of the work will be done with textures, because I'm going to create a lot of faces. I colored them with simple paint layers, and with a brush added extra details. Can you guess what I'm trying to make? I'm done with the texturing process, and these gloves might look a little similar to something, but we're not going to talk about that. I tried to make them as unique as possible, without fully copying them from one cartoon. Honestly, these faces don't look the best, because I hand drew them, so you can't really expect anything good. I modeled a crate that sort of looks like a pineapple. With the added textures, you can probably tell what it is. This time I will show you how these crates work in Studio. As you can see, I have bought 8 of them, and let's open them. What will I get? Yo, I'm getting 3 huges, no way. I got so many huge sponges, and even a golden one. These new gloves look so cool. This update is almost completed. There are a few things that need to be added off camera, because filming everything is simply impossible. Anyways, don't forget to smash that subscribe button. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Have a great rest of your day, and peace.